Hello everyone, this is Sanjay Parashar. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll learn everything about Oracle Service Bus pipeline template and how we can create a concrete pipeline using that template. Also, we'll get to know the difference between concrete and regular pipeline. In our last SOA video, we learned everything about SOA templates and different levels of SOA template. So if you have not seen that yet, for your learning purpose only, you can go ahead and see that too. However, SOA template and OSB template has got nothing in common except that template can be used for code reusability and to set certain coding standards which could differ from client to client and organizations to organizations. So now let's talk about pipeline templates in Oracle Service Bus 12c. A pipeline template defines the general shape or pattern of the message flow. One thing to remember is that you cannot create a pipeline template in Oracle Service Bus console. You can rename, delete or move the template via OSB console, but you can't create it. To create one, you need an IDE like JDeveloper. We will be using the same for today's demo. So here is how today's demo will go. First, we'll create a pipeline template in JDeveloper. Then we will create a concrete pipeline using that template. Also, we will discuss on certain best practices and some good to know features about templates and concrete pipelines. So let's start the demo. As you can see on my screen, I have created an OSB application called OSB template demo_ig. We'll create a project here in which we'll create a pipeline template. So let's start. I will call that project as pipeline template demo. And to create a pipeline template, you right click on this, new, and there is an option called pipeline template as you can see here. You select this, give a name to your template. Make sure your name is relevant to what the template describes. What we are doing is just a demo, so I can simply say pipeline template. So let's go next. Now, as per your business needs or your organizational best practices of coding, this thing could differ. For example, if your organization is using a CDM data model and all services needs to adhere to that model, you can give particular messaging of request and response. For demo purpose, I'll simply say any XML and we'll proceed. Now, a few things that you need to notice here is, one, your template's extension is PTX. So it's not pipeline, it's pipeline template, because your pipeline extension is always .pipeline. Template's extension is .ptx. And what you see on your screen right now in the middle of the JDeveloper, that's called template designer. And on the right side, these are more of the placeholders or actions that you can inbuilt into your template. So now let's see how it actually works. Let me drag and drop a pipeline pair. Now I can define that whenever my pipeline pair node, I don't want it to have a node 1 or something like that. I want it to be called as pipeline pair node. And in here, I don't want it to be called stage 1 or stage 1. Let's say I want to call this as request stage and this one as response stage. Right? This is not it. If you want, you can start adding actions to it, or you can start adding placeholders of certain actions. So on top of your screen right now, as you can see, template placeholders. So if I drag and drop this stage here, so that means I created a placeholder for someone whosoever will implement this template to create their concrete pipeline. This placeholder will enable them to add as many stages as they want within this stage placeholder. For now, I'm going to delete this one and we'll just stick to what we have, and then we'll see how it works. In many cases, we want assign as our first action, and in assign we want to assign the initial body variable that we have. Let me say it as initial body var. Now you see this icon, lock icon, this plays a huge role into this. If I lock this, that means whosoever will import this template to create their pipeline, they can't change this action at all. Let's try how it works. I'm canceling this, and just for the fun of it, just to check how it looks, I'll add one more assign action, something similar to what we did, and I'll assign a body, and let me just say temporary variable. So now we have got two assigns. One, this lock icon is locked, and one, this lock icon is unlocked, so that you guys can see that how it will differentiate. And just to show you how these templates would work, let me add a placeholder of actions to our response stage, because if I don't do that, it will not allow to add any actions here. Similarly, if I want to add any action on the request apart from these two, let me add a placeholder of actions here also. Now, one more thing, let's add exceptional handling of this whole pipeline. So I'm going to add error handler to this complete pipeline, and let me say this is error handling stage. Inside this, I want to log the fault variable, and severity, I want it to be as error. You can do whatever you want with this template. You can add a routing node if you want to ensure that all your services, whosoever is applying this template to your pipeline, they have to have a routing node. So basically here you are setting certain rules that everyone must follow in order to implement their pipeline. As of now, I have set few rules only, that there should be an error handler on the top of the pipeline, and which will log the fault variable, and I want to assign the initial body variable to a custom variable altogether. And then this assign I have just added to see, just to show you guys that if we do not lock it, it is an editable action. And I have added a couple of placeholders so that we can at least customize, whosoever will implement this template, that person can customize certain data to it. Now if we want, we can deploy this so that it will be available in the console, but for demo purpose we don't really need to deploy it to server. We can create a project and use this template from this directory itself. So let's do that. So let's call this project as pipeline template applied. Let me click on finish. And now I'm going to create a pipeline, and during this pipeline, demo pipeline, I'll create it from a template. Let me search for the template, and this is the pipeline template that we created just now. So I'll click on OK, next, and finish. and just in fraction of seconds we have a complete pipeline with all the rules that were there. So if you see, error handling stage is there, the naming convention is as per we wanted, correct? Similarly, let's check this assign. So if you see, you can't change anything in this. Your body will be there in the initial body variable. You can't change it. People also use validate activity as the first activity to ensure that the data coming is validating against their canonical data model. So there are some of the best practices that people do, but these could change from client to client, from project to project, and from organization to organization. So you just need to understand what all you can do, and then you can leverage from all the functions or all the attributes that you're getting out of this template. Now the second assign, where we did not lock it. So if you see, we can change it the way we want, right? We can change the variable name also, and you see here it's unlocked. And actions are these are the two placeholders that we added. That means we can add as many actions as we want. Insert into, if we want to assign, delete, insert, all the actions are available for this. So for now, let me just give an assign, and so if you don't give these placeholders, that means it is completely locked. You can't do anything on this. So this is important if you want your pipeline to remain concrete and still you be able to implement the business logic for that certain service. You need to ensure that you assign appropriate placeholders, be it stage or be it action or all the other placeholders that we saw just before. But now, suppose there is a situation where this template is not working for you. You want to change this name, request stage, or anything that you would want to change, but as of now you see you can't change it. So there is a way with which you can break the link of your pipeline with the template that you have created or the template that you have implemented from. If you do that, your concrete pipeline will become a regular pipeline. So to do that, in your pipeline, if you'll click on this configuration, you see this icon here. The moment you click on it, your connection will be broken, but you can't undo this action. So this is just a one-time thing. If you click on this, you see it gave us a warning or an information that if you close this, it's an irreversible action. Once you click on yes, now it's a normal pipeline. You have everything that you imported from the template, but you have a free hand to do anything that you would want to do. So if I check this assign now, I can change whatever I want to change in. So if you just want to use this as part of code reusability, you create your template, import into a pipeline, break the link, and just do whatever you want to do with your pipeline. So I think that's all. There is nothing more to it. You just need to start practicing, see that what our other placeholders would do, how you can create a conditional branching template, operational branching template. But from conceptual perspective, this is all there is. And as you can see, it can definitely come in handy to save a lot of time and to enforce certain coding standards in our organization. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for your time, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.